Just saying, I'm here. Why do I need the background? Yes, good afternoon. Good afternoon. How's everybody doing? Happy New Year. This is the first of many, many to come. But we are here at the desk in studio, right? Source Experience Motion Talk. How is the content looking now? UGK drowning them in the sauce. Yes, we are drowning them in the sauce, man. Happy hump day, man. Time is rolling on. And with time rolling on, I have some topics that I want to break out for the new year, right? In no particular order, but I am going to start off with the Don Megatron, Donald Trump, and starting off with Donald Trump, right? You see my artwork, great artwork too, by the way. Um, I think Donald Trump, the dawn of dawns, right? He's not playing, man. Um, he is a certified gangster out here in these streets, in the world, right? We seen that what he was doing with the ISIS, right? And now we see it on a grander scale as far as going over there and getting active with the Venezuelan president, right? Now you must have been underneath a rock or something. What's up, Fairly? Hey, Rufus. What's up? Hit the like button, right? So I've been saying for the last couple of days, let me get my notes right here. I've been saying the last couple of days that Donald Trump is the biggest gangster, which he is, by hands down. There's no argument. But if you want to argue, put it in the comments. But I think Donald Trump, hands down, is the biggest gangster. I'm going to get to Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson was with the Legends. We'll talk about that too. Um, I was going to talk about that this morning, but I said, I'm learning how to podcast or so stream, not podcast. I've been podcasting forever, but now I'm learning more so how to stream. And I was like, why give everything at the desk when I'm going to come here and really unpack, right? That's what you guys say. Yeah, you're unpacking. Yes, unpack and get it off, right? Get it off, get it off. Remember when I told that to Amani in the gym, yo, set it off, set it off, set it off. And his dad was laughing very loudly. He was laughing. He messed up my narrative. He messed up my narrative, man. He messed up my narrative, right? But Donald Trump, hands down, it's not even up for debate. But if you want to debate, like put it in the comment section, like China Broom said. But it's not up for debate. It's the biggest gangster in the world. Last couple of days, I've been breaking that down. Why I have come to that assessment here at Showtime Shanewz Media. And it's no secret why I came to the assessment. The man, because I look at the military, the different militaries as gangs, right? Organized gangs, right? Organized gangs, right? Organized gangs. They are organized gangs, right? Whether it is the NYPD, Suffolk PD, LAPD, Nassau PD, these are gangs, organized though. Government, police organizations, and the military though the United Military Front, Marines, Air Force, Navy, uh, Army. These are the big elite. The commander in chief, who was Donald Trump, right? Who was Donald Trump, right? The commander in chief is Donald Trump. And as that title, he is the leader of these collective military fronts. And we looked that up yesterday. Right? He is the leader, commander in chief, and he kicked off 2026 displaying that strength, right? Now I got a nice little write up that I want to go to, right? Because we getting very professional over here, man. That's why the crows, man, the boxing crows, they're done. All you boxing crows, man, y'all are done, man. Y'all was y'all was crows in a small section, right? A small content window. Y'all was the crows over there, man. The jealous crows at that, man. Y'all didn't, y'all and y'all wasn't stopping a damn thing. Now I just like real builders do. I done branched off, man. And y'all are still in the crow section, the jealous section, with no motion. Y'all are nomadic right now. Y'all have no home, nothing going on, right? You have nothing going on, right? Nothing at all. Let's go to the post right here. Now the artwork is really turning up, man. Look at the artwork, right? But first we'll do a little read, right? This is my read right here on Donald Trump. Can y'all see this? Make sure y'all see this. Just want to make sure y'all are seeing it. I'm gonna blow it up, make it big for y'all. There we go, nice and big, so y'all can see it. All right. Now this is my thoughts on Don Mega. And then I'll show you the artwork. I said motion talk, raw and uncut. It's cool when these guys do it. I didn't say that, but that's what these guys do. They write their epilogues or whatever they call it, right? They try to tell corny jokes, right? The commander in chief, Donald Trump, marches to the beat of his own machine. No ghostwriters, no handlers pulling strings. Now, some say, yeah, he may do have handlers pulling strings, right? Because he's a businessman, right? And the powerful, affluent corporations and companies, they may be pulling the strings, you say, right? But then Donald Trump come from that world to become president, right? That's why I said nobody's pulling his strings. They all together. He's just the face of it. If that makes any sense. But hey, what do I know, right? Just power, pressure, and precision. Love him or hate him, the reality is that he is the biggest gangster on the planet. Now, I want to pull up the honorable brother, Minister Farrakhan, but he is, if you post any Farrakhan literature content, YouTube will block you. Will block you. So I did not, but Farrakhan, I believe it was 2018, 2019. Yo, he said that Donald Trump was going to do this, man. See, Donald Trump, one thing about him, that's why I say he's a gangster. He had beef with Maduro and all these guys for a while. He was going to ride on them. 2026, he just kicked it off, right? But back to the literature. The reality is he's the biggest gangster on the planet, backed by the most powerful gang in the world. United States military force, most powerful gang in the world, man. We looked that up the other day, right? USA is number one. Number one. Russia's a close second. But I said shot caller status. He's a shot caller. Now, some will say the source is too raw, too uncut, especially calling the President of the United States the biggest gangster in the world. But that discomfort, that's the point. That's exactly what Shanewz Boxing LLC was built on. Remember, I was Jackal Fitness. I was built on controversy, being raw and uncut, saying, no, that's not it. I did it to Earl Spence before he openly admitted to being a fiend and a drunk and all these things. I was the first one to call him out, raw and uncut. We do not sanitize reality. We do not water down the truth. We do not chase comfort. We chase motion. And that is why we are here, flying high like an eagle. Salute to all my war eagles abroad. This platform was forged from raw, uncut motion talk for saying what others dance around. Don't they dance around? They be dancing. Yo, did you see me dancing last night? I did the Buster. Yo, Buster really shook his ass like that, man. I could pull it up. Maybe I will. That's the point as well. But I remember being there and seeing that. Cause I used to do a lot of security work, man, when I was much younger. I didn't mind it because I would work 6 months, be unemployed for 6 months, and collect unemployment. So a lot of the security work that I used to do was off the books, and it was good money, and it was easy, you know. Because me personally, like I do a lot of stuff at the after hour spots, but I would never get like, listen, if these niggas want to kill each other, as long as they wasn't trying to swing on me or harm me, I didn't get involved in that shit. Like you got the guys that they used to fuck shit up. I call them the terror squad, not Joey Crack squad, but the terror squad security thing. They used to want to fuck niggas up. I wasn't about that. As long as you didn't try to swing on me, you was good. But if you tried to swing on me, you was gonna be in a bad predicament. I was gonna lay you down. But yeah, Buster, she was just I could see, right? They got Buster. Buster knows what's up, man. That's why shout out to Sub Zero, the legend Sub Zero. Yo, when Sub Zero said that shit that day, and I was watching him, oh man, I fell out laughing. I had to repost that shit. Cause I remember, man, like I said, so this is, it is what it is, man. But back to the literature, right? We was forged on raw and cut motion talk for saying what others dance around, for calling power what it is, influence what it is, does, and leadership how it actually moves. While others react, we document. Yeah, see? You guys been reacting for years and years. All I've been doing is documenting. That's why my receipts got you guys in the jealous fan zone bushes. You guys are in the bushes, right? While others follow narratives, we break them down. Vision, drowning their views, influencing the influences. Yes. We influence the influences over here. Y'all know that, right? Do y'all know that? Do y'all know that? We influence the influences. I can show it. I have the receipts. Look, I have fraudulent media people that they pushed out there that I know I influenced. Right? Because not only do I have the receipts to show it now, I have my stamps, right? Because when I first came out the frame, they only thought that I was a guy that was coming on the internet trying to make a living with media content. So they tried to block me from doing that. They said I didn't do views. They would tell people not to interview with me. All kind of fuckboy shit. I weathered that storm, swerved it, right? Then I started formulating other things. Then I remember, and I was mad at him still to this day. I really wish he didn't disclose the networking and connections that I had made and I was making. Is when Jihad Tucker told that I was the one that made the phone call. to eventually get him signed, get him looked at, all these things, right? I was like, damn, you should never told him that because I like the element of surprise. I like for people to overlook me, not respect me, because that shows me that they're not with me. They don't really fuck with me. And now I could put them over here on some 48 laws of power shit, right? But he told many years ago, and a lot of the powerful players see me coming. The gatekeepers who I call now, but now I don't kick the gate down. They're in trouble. They know what's up, man. My God is strong. They're devils. They're dick eaters and P. Diddy type of niggas, right? Punks. That's neither here nor there. But I always like to be overlooked. Just like with this content now. All of you weirdos, you jealous fans, you crows that were AI animated and with the graphics, I do all of that now. And I do it at a higher frequency than y'all. And now you guys are exposed on that level because this is what you guys were always critiquing and speaking on my content about. I hear everything. But now that I do that, you don't even want to jump in the lane and try to compete with me no more because you can never compete with somebody that actually does things. Most of you guys sit around and do absolutely nothing. Those dick in the booty ass niggas. But that's neither here nor there, man. How is the content looking, y'all? How is the content? Like I said, I'm not going to stay on Donald Trump too long, right? The receipts over opinions. Motion over the noise. This isn't politics. This is power. This is culture, decoding. This is the source experience media. And if it's too strong, that just means it's working. And it has been working. But look at the artwork. I want to highlight this artwork. Fire artwork. This is the first one, right? The War Eagles. Here is the biggest gangster. We put the black shades on him. You see his soldiers. I got the police right here. I got the government assassins, right? See the chopper, the helicopters. See how I hooked up the Cadillac that he rolls in. It don't say president, it says shot caller, right? Pay attention to the graphics, man. This is the shit that y'all was into. That's why I say all you niggas is jealous fan weirdos, man. If you do this, it's cool when y'all do it, right? Right? Y'all do it. Now the source is doing. Look what I said though. Raw and uncut. Vision. Drowning those views. Discretion advised. Too raw for the algorithm. That's what we are. We are too raw for the algorithm. And then I threw this one out. This is the basic one with not as much features. Look, right here. Same one, but I just didn't put as much features. Certified influencer, right? Right? Artwork, right? Of course, that's me right here, stepping, covering the boxing event that you guys probably overlooked. And I was in the room making connections. Right? I probably might even went live for 5 minutes in there covering the event. And jealous boxing fans said, oh, we ain't going to watch his content. We won't like it. He'll go away. No, actually, I was getting bigger and bigger. Right? But yeah, this is the fire, great artwork, right? It's cool when they do it, right? Hit the like for the like button. Hit a like for the like button on that, right? And look, I got the behind the scenes going. Let me show you how we work. Like I said, all angles are covered. See, this is the behind the scenes, right? That way I'm making sure all the audio and stuff works, right? Because I'm my own engineer. Right? And then over here, I can monitor. Matter of fact, put $1 in the Cash App, man. If you support the content, because you see how we moving and grooving, put $1 in the Cash App. Because I know in all likelihood, y'all didn't hit the like button. This is what y'all do. Shout out to WCS. WCS said, drop the source, man. Simplify. Shout out to, I said to WCS the other day, WCS, I look at him as an elder advisor of mine, right? He was an elder advisor because he's older than me. And one thing about me, if I respect what you do as an elder, because look, I'm going to tell WCS, if he's still in here, he's going to laugh, right? WCS was going through some shit, and I communicated with him behind the scenes, and I was like, about one of the dudes he was going through some shit. I was like, yo, that nigga's a fucking clown, right? I was like, yo, he's a clown, man. Word. I was like, at the end of the day, right? A young clown that never transitions, only thing they do is grow up to be an old clown, right? Right? So I had to just let it be known, man. Like, yo, that nigga he's an old clown, nigga. He was a young clown. He's just an old clown now, right? Facts. But I remember telling WCS that. Shout out to WCS, man. WCS is a key part of the motion transition. He put me on the cameras. That's why, like I said, when I retire, and I'm just chilling, and I'm just moving fighters, developing fighters, I'm gonna still do my photography thing. I like to shoot. I like to do the weigh-ins and shit like that. I don't like to shoot the fights. I'm gonna just be honest. If you watch the content that I dropped yesterday, when I shoot the fights, because I'm like a teacher, man. I'm a coach too. I don't know how that got overlooked that I coach too, right? But it did. It is what it is. It's the content, right? But I don't like shooting the fights because I get too emotionally involved in the fights, yelling out instructions. And I posted that yesterday. Yesterday, right? I've been viral. That beatdown that Jihad Tucker put on Nikolai Skavecki, that is me. I was shooting that fight at ringside. I almost got kicked out of the arena because I was coaching on the sideline. I was supposed to be shooting the camera, but I was coaching. You clearly hear me say, underneath, that's me. And Jihad want to work on him. Yo, Jihad want to work on him, right? Yes, remember that WCS? Pick your men's up. Man, that probably was like one of my best nights of covering boxing because I shot Abdullah Mason too. I swear, yo, I don't. That's how you know when God is with you and He's moving for you, right? I don't think I was a cameraman because I think, yo, the truth be told, listen, yo, WCS gave me that camera in December, right? I got that camera from him in December. I remember because it was the fight card where we didn't fight. We did not fight. And if WCS is still in here, he can tell you that this is how that went, right? I'm just a real dude, right? One thing about me, that's how I was raised. Rest in peace to my nana, my mother, my grandfather. That's how I was raised. If somebody does something for me, right? This is how my family raised me, and we move because we move by an honor code. If somebody does something for you, you are supposed to return that favor tenfold. Now, I remember WCS early in the game. I'm wild now, but I'm a lot more wise and older. But I remember I was just a wild nigga running around, and WCS put me on the watermarking and doing things like that. And I remember that. I was like, all right, I got on board with that with Jackal Fitness, turned it up. Then he started teaching me and mentoring me and advising me about getting better equipment. That's what you look. You see me right now, I'm killing this shit right here, right? He was part of that, but he was telling me about cameras and stuff, right? So I finally invested in the camera. I think my first one I got, um, it was which one was it? It was a Canon something. It was a good one. I got them all now, right? But I remember I got that Canon shit. I was learning how to shoot, and I'm connected, man. I know a lot of bosses and move makers, right? So it was a particular fight week, and WCS was flying in the cover, and for whatever reason, they was telling him that the rooms was all booked, right? Because he wanted to stay at the hotel where the fighters stay at. And I was like, what would you mean? Right? Now, meanwhile, I said, all right, I got you. Hold on. I'm gonna call my man. I'm gonna call my brother. My brother runs this shit. He's the guy there. I call him. That's why I don't play those games when it comes to my name. If you try to talk stupid on my name, I'll kill you over my name. I'm on my Marlo. My name is my name, right? So I remember I was like, hold on, I got you. Let me call my brother, man. We're straight in this. There's rooms available. So I called my brother, and he took care of WCS, right? Fight week rolls through. We there. Jihad missed weight. The New York State Athletic Commission, like I always say, I tell you, I know these dudes did some shit I've never seen them do ever to this day, right? Normally, when you miss weight, you go back to the table, you negotiate, you got to give the fighter part of your purse, right? All right, you miss weight, so the fighter still go on, but you owe this guy however many thousands of dollars, right? For whatever reason, I never seen this happen before. I've never seen this happen before. Look, I was giving you guys these plays then, but you guys were overlooking who I was becoming and how the circles I was in, the moves I was making behind the scenes. Yo, the New York State Athletic Commission told the fighter, yo, you don't even have to fight. We'll pay you. Yeah, we're just gonna pay you, right? So, right, as that fighter should have, right? Because I know I would have advised him if I'm his manager on his team. I'm like, hell yeah, take the money. Just take the fight. Just take the bread. You don't even got to fight. Why would you negotiate to get a couple of free more $1,000 when you could just get what you was already coming here to get and not fight? You flew out to New York. You got a free. You're in Times Square. Enjoy it. You're in Times Square this Sunday, right? You've been here since Thursday. You're on per diem. Why not? That's a free vacation. So that's what they did. They gave that guy a free vacation. Jihad did not fight that time, right? It was crazy. I was like, damn. And that was the big garden. I got a lot of good footage still though from that, even though we didn't fight. We was in the big that fight wasn't in the Hula Theater, it was upstairs. That's when you remember if you've seen the footage that I got with that memorable picture of Ali and Frazier and all. I got all of that stuff, man. God is good, man. My catalog is crazy. But to stay back on the story, right? Yo, WCS gave me this camera, right? I got it still to this day, a good one. It was an upgrade from the first one that I got, right? And this was December, right? I swear to God, right? I still was maybe like 2, 3 fights shooting, right? I still learning how to shoot, all right? Um, I didn't have all the lenses yet that I got now. I finally invested in a long lens, right? Because I didn't even have that yet, the sniper lens, like I like to call it. So WCS just blessed me with that camera. And I remember that shit. I was like, damn, thank you, right? The next fight that I went to work was in April in Tulsa, Oklahoma, right? I've never shot with that camera yet, right? We go to Tulsa, Oklahoma. Um, WCS flies in for that flight. That's when they like, I can't put you on all my connections, but I got connections, man. My people was like, Shalom, you're shooting ringside. I had to sign the waiver and all that. I was like, damn, well, I don't want to shoot ringside. WCS was flying in. Later, I said, nah, you know what? I'm gonna let Scotty. I was like, that's his real name. Hopefully he doesn't get offended by me calling him his name. I was like, no, Scotty could do it. I was like, he could do it. I don't want to shoot because I still wasn't that nice yet, right? I'm learning, right? So I was like, yo, he could do it. He could do it. He's gonna come in. He'll be here later on. He'll come. So when he came, right? Yeah, we went back to see my peoples, right? I was like, yo, he's gonna shoot ringside for Jihad, right? I was like, he'd be the ringside photographer. I don't want to do it, right? So then she's giving him the stuff to sign. This is how God works, man. When stuff is for you, it's always gonna be for you. She was like, no, you can shoot ringside too. His opponent doesn't have a photographer, so you can shoot for him, right? So now, look, I didn't want to shoot, but me being honorable and righteous, letting somebody take my spot, I got a spot. Not only that, then I shot for Abdullah Mason. That was one of the illest nights. And this is why I don't like shooting ringside, because I like to be in the auxiliary section. So when I do my coaching or yelling out instructions, I can't get in trouble. Now, when I was shooting the fight ringside for Jihad, if you remember that fight, it was an intense moment. Jihad was rocked. He ate a shot. But like I told WCS, I said he ate it, and I said that shit brought his demon gorilla out of him. It woke him up, right? He turned into the demon gorilla, right? And woke his ass up. And then he went on to, listen, he beat the shit out of Nicolas Kvecki. He beat the shit out of him. But I remember being so like just into it. I was yelling, right? I got the camera, right? They didn't know it was me, but then they caught me, right? Because when you shooting with the camera like this, they can't see your mouth with nothing moving, right? But I'm right there. I'm ringside. I'm like this. I'm firing off the lens, right? I'm firing off the lens. I'm coaching too, though, right? I'm looking. I'm like underneath. I'm like underneath, right? Boom, boom, boom. Jahar started breaking them up. Yo, the dude look. He said he's coaching. He's coaching. Yeah, they was about to kick me out the arena, man. Oh man, because you can't. You supposed to just be quiet and be shoot. Yeah, he destroyed him. That was a hell of a fight, man. That was his coming out party. And then I talk about it now because I can, man. I don't care. I don't sugarcoat it. After Jihad did that, he made the bold statement: "Pick your fucking men's up." And then we fought in Toledo, Ohio, and they railroaded him. And they just and his father and other things. It's a lot, man. This game is the boxing game is a grimy business, man. If people don't like you, they make it hard for you. You could be the best fighter in the world. Like see that's the part of the game that I have learned now. Right? It's about relationships, man. It doesn't matter how good you fight anymore, man. It's about relationships. You could suck as a fighter, and if the right people like you, and you have protection. Going back to Donald Trump, you got that Donald Trump aura. You got a big gangster with you. Not only will you get good fights, you will get great matchups. You will get moved right. You will get great literature and media work put out there on you. See, these are things that typical crash dummy crow YouTubers know nothing about because they're not about this. They put and I'm gonna say this respectfully. They put monkeys, rodents, and weasels in the way. They come on here, they chuck and jive, and they put out bullshit. They put out bullshit, and it trickles downhill. And then somebody like me that's actually stamped and certified with receipts, when I come on here and I kick my experience, because that's all I do. I kick experience, right? All these things that I just spoke on with me, WCS at the fights, the Stewart Hotel, Hard Rock Casino in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I can pull up footage of all of this shit, all of it. This is called experience. This is not called content. It's called experience. And then I put it out as content as a digital creator that I am. The news by Shanewz. How's the content looking now? Yeah, how's it looking, man? Let me wake y'all up, man. Let me wake y'all up, man. Let me wake y'all up, man. I've been talking too much, so I'll wake y'all up. Shake what your mama gave you.
This is the news by Shanewz. But hey, what do I know?
But hey, what do I know? What do I know, man? What do I know? Right, but yeah, that was one of my memorable nights. I shot ringside in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Abdullah Mason, first round, he KO'd that guy so fast. But I got good frames then. And that's when I first was working on my editing, my AI editing. Because I remember I did the picture with him and his dad getting the hand raised like this. And I made that comic style. But now you see where it's at. Now look at that one right there. That one right there is fire. That's me with the actual WBO belt. I've been holding world title belts since I was a kid. IBF, cousin Buddy McGirt, WBC, cousin Buddy McGirt, IBF, Junior Poison Jones, right? These are world champion fighters, man. But hey, what do I know, right? What do I know? But let's get over here to another quick topic, right? Now that was Donald Trump. We're gonna get off Donald Trump now. That was the Don Mega Trump. I want to get to Shakur Stevenson. Recently did an interview, and I caught a little segment of it with the legends, cousin Roy Jones and uh, Andre Ward, SOG. Now I like. I'm gonna say this right. I like the fact that these guys all do podcasts now, because one thing about me, and I've been on record as saying this, I just think there's too many content crows with channels, and they do absolutely nothing, and that's what was fucking the game up for a long time, because the fighters don't really like fucking with the YouTubers like that. But now with a lot of their peers podcasting and doing these things, they have a place to go. Because if you don't know, if you know, you know, most YouTuber content creator crows, all they do is they sit on X, they're on social media. Whenever a fighter posts something, they just put out content on that, and then they deem that to be journalistic work. That's not journalistic work, man. It's just trash. It's trash. But shout out to all these fighters: Tim Bradley, um, Cousin Roy, Andre Ward, with their platforms. Because now with their platforms, fighters respect other fighters, and they go there, they open up more. Right? They don't really respect a lot of the YouTubers, right? Because for yeah, that's what one of my biggest things was. A lot of the fighters they didn't like me, right? But now they a lot of them that attempted to overlook me. Now they like, damn, they really reaching out wanting to fuck with me. But you know me once I'm a type of person. Like I said, once you show me who you are or who you think I am, and you overlook me, I'm cool. I do me. I keep flying high, man. You just missed out. That's how I look at it. You missed out, man. The olive branch broke. You know, life is a tree, the tree of life. Some branches break, man. When the branch breaks, what happens? It falls to the ground, right? The branch where Earl Spence broke, it fell to the ground. I continue to grow and soar, right? I continue to grow and soar. But yeah, so Shakur Stevenson, I like the question that Andre Ward asked him, and I'm gonna play the audio. Now I'm gonna actually play the video, the clip. Andre Ward was like, "Yo, you know, you are a counterpuncher. You like aggressive guys um, that are coming forward that you can make miss and pay. You might have to be the aggressor in this fight. Are you prepared to do that, right?" And I like what Shakur Stevenson said, and I'm going to do a follow up live stream to this. And CW might get mad at me for doing this, but I'm just going to let you guys know this fight might be a boring fight for a lot of you guys. And when I say boring fight, it's not going to be the fight that you want, that you're programmed. You guys are going to be upset because it's going to be a chess match. Because I'm going to play what Shakur Stevenson said, right? He said he might not open up for round one, two, three, four, five, but he might open up six, seven, eight, nine, 10. So that already lets me know from those conversations, right, that he's not going to go out to look to make it happen. He is going to be waiting till it opens up for him to make it happen, if that makes any sense. Did y'all catch that vibe? That makes any sense to y'all? Does that make any sense? But let's listen to Shakur real quick. Enough of me talking, right? I'm talking too much, right? And then we'll break this down together. Hit the like button, yo. Likes are free. All right, the likes are free, y'all. Hit the like button. Likes are free. You know, you do have options. The likes are free. Like I said, likes are free, man. Hit the like button. Content is cool when these guys do it, right? It's cool when they do it, huh? So it should be cool when I do it. We watched that earlier. That was the earlier joint. I'm gonna get back to this right here. That's I'm gonna get to this too. Here it is right here. Let's get to this.
You know, being a master boxer, master counterpuncher, I think for me, I would rather fight a guy who was trying to press me. It's one or two things I got to look out for. Okay, you trying to press me, trying to cut off the ring, and I know you're looking for power. But for me, I didn't necessarily like coming to get guys. A guy that was boxing, trying to move against me, that was totally opposite of what I was used to doing. I was always used to being on my angles, using the perimeter of the ring and just, making dudes make mistakes and making them pay for it. But when you saying, nah, come get me, I need you to move around, that was a lot harder for me. My brain had to shift in a different way. How do you fight a good boxer or somebody that makes you not only think, but make...
Man, that's a great question, man. See, that's why I wanted to give it to you before I gave it to you. Man, that was a fire question right there. Fire question. And that's basically what he might have to do against T.O. Because this is going to be a good fight. It might be, like I said, to the narrative pushers and the guys that don't really know boxing, but they claim they know boxing, they're going to say this is the boring fight. These are the guys that never really been in the gyms, that never seen two technical fighters spar or work together. These are the guys that only thing they know is what, like I said earlier, whatever YouTube channel, boxing channel that they watch, that's all they know. So if their favorite channel likes to debate, they have a dumb debaters mentality. If their favorite YouTube channel is a channel that is bored and whatever power that be is throwing them a couple dollars underneath the table, that's the narrative they're gonna push. That's what they know. So they're gonna say that this is gonna be a boring fight. They are, because these guys are gonna be in there playing chess, waiting for the first one to make a mistake. And the reason why I say that is because listen to Shakur Stevenson's response to this great question.
Make you possibly come for them at certain points in the fight?
Honestly, it's a game of patience. I think that you just gotta have patience, and sometimes things don't open up in the first 3 rounds or the first 4 rounds, but them things that may open up in the fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, and 10th round. So I think majority of the game is come down to just having patience and being mentally strong enough to withstand the patience game, because good boxers is going to be both patient, and the one that's the most patient is the one who's going to be the most successful when you having a chess match.
What about you, Roy?
See, patience. It's a marathon. So right there, when I seen that, I said, yeah, they're gonna kill the fight. The pundits, the guys that the crows. Oh, what's the boring fight? Because they don't know what they watching. They don't know what they watching. But January 31st is coming around the corner. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming around the mountain. And that card is a good card, right? I haven't really talked on the card because, to be honest, you see all these guys. I don't know how many times I've seen guys talk about the card, the card. I told my peoples to get on them. I said, yo, man, when y'all see them talking about these cards, like, yo, did you buy a ticket yet? Are you going to the fight card? You doing all these breakdowns of the card? Did you buy a ticket? Buy a ticket, man. Go support, man. You ain't, look, motherfuckers be thinking just because they sit online, do nothing, and talk about something they're supporting. No, you're not. Go buy the ticket, man. Go buy a ticket, man. Put your money where your mouth is. Put your money where your channel is. If you a channel that receives donations, right? You on here, you getting donations. Put your money where your mouth is, man. Right? That's how we own it. That's how we own it. Yes, that's how we own it, man. But I think it's gonna be a chess match, like he said. It's gonna be a chess match. How is it going, brother? Hope you have a great day. You too. You too, bloody. right? Oh wait, no, Bill. Sorry, Bill. I said bloody. Sorry, Bill. Sorry, sorry. You have a great day as well, man. I'm having a good one. After I leave out of here, I'm gonna go get me some extra crispy wings, fried nice and hard. I might go to Wingstop or Buffalo Wild Wings. Buffalo Wild Wings, they have like a 2 for 20, I think. I might get that. Two entrees for $20. I might get that. Get some good fried hard wings. Man, I want some fried hard wings today. It's Wednesday. It's not Thursday, but I have a taste for some wings. Man.
Well, how did you deal with, fighting good boxers, man? I know you didn't fight nobody that was at your level that did the stuff that you did, but would you rather fight a guy coming towards you or a guy going away from you?
It was easy for me to fight a guy coming towards me because he gave me more opportunities. I was a lot like both of you guys. I was much more of a counter puncher. So it was easy if you bring it to me because now you give me a plethora of things to work off of. If I got to come at you, it's not what I really was brought up doing. I was more of the chess player. I wasn't the guy that was always going to attack. I attack off of your attack. So I use your attack to mount my own attack. And that's what I like about Shakur. He has great feet. So his feet allow him to force you out of range or out of position. Then he can counter.
Yeah, great feet. Did y'all catch that, man? See, that's what we emphasize at my gym. The feet, right? Great feet.
That's why I told him a while back, we just sometimes don't go so far back. Just take that one step back and get him, he'll get a lot more out of it because what he's doing is perfect. You know what I'm saying? Just was sometimes he's getting too far off the job to be at work. Now that he's calmed it down where he ain't getting too far off the job, he makes it hard for a person coming at him. So it's a beautiful thing. And that's what I love most, guys that came at.
I love that too. And speaking of that, let's go over here. I can show it better than I can tell it, right? I can show it better than I can tell it, right? Y'all know that saying? I can show it better than I can tell it. Look, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna show it better than I can tell it, right? Pay attention to the footwork, right? Now, Buster Rhymes, you gave it up like this. I was there. I seen you, Buster. You was not there like that, Buster. Watch the footwork, though, y'all. Look at the footwork. Look at the footwork, y'all. Look at the footwork. Footwork, y'all. Footwork, y'all. Footwork, y'all. See? Not too far out of line, though. The footwork, y'all. Footwork, y'all. Footwork. Footwork, man. See the sauce, man. Footwork. You do have options, man. Come see the sauce, man. That's what we do, man. Teachers, we get to the motion over here, man. But great breakdown from two legends in the game. Two certified legends, man. Those guys are legends. This is what I was talking about right here. Look at this. Underneath. Wait, hold up. Yeah, that was me, man. Underneath. That was really me, man. God is good, man. I've been all over in this boxing game. You heard? Underneath. Look at Joe Dean. Joe Dean just hit me up too, but I'm working, man. I got a lot of different lines on right now. Joe Dean actually hit me up. He probably didn't want that. You know what Joe Dean does? Joe Dean watches my content, man. He be watching. Look, Joe Dean watches my content, right? And what he does is he watches the content, and then he calls me. There he goes, right there, right? He'll watch me, and then he'll call me, right? 3 in the building. Look, we got 3 over here. We got 3 over here, man. So look, the numbers are going up. How is the content looking now? Source motion, baby. Yeah. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Let me make sure the levels are sounding good. Well, see, everybody's calling. I got a lot. I got a lot going on, man. You know, multiple businesses here. But January 31st, I think the sleeper fight on the card is good. I think the last three fights is going to be memorable, especially for Shushu Carrington. Shushu Carrington will have a lot of Brooklyn in there, Brownsville especially. I think he's going to become a world champion. I see him out there in Vegas training very hard with Kate Karambek. Salute to those guys, right? They putting it down. Looking real good. They looking real strong, man. Real strong. Shushu has been grinding for quite some time. Oh man, what did I just do? Hold on. See, I'm not an iPhone guy. This is an iPhone. I'm an Android guy. I'm an Android guy. This is an iPhone. I don't, look, this is me right here. I like Androids. I'm an Android guy. But the iPhone is cool. I just think iPhones are rip-offs, right? It is what it is, man. But how is the content looking, y'all? I hit my hour mark on the behind the scenes. So I'm going to shut down the behind the scenes views. I'll probably give y'all an hour over here as well. I'm going to go back over and touch on this Takashi 6ix9ine real quick. But look, I gave y'all boxing. I gave y'all Donald Trump, right? And I definitely gave y'all me. Look. See the hats? Merchandise still available. We will be dropping the 2026 editions real soon, sooner than you think. Limited edition though. I'm not doing too many of those pieces. I'm not gonna do too many of the 2026 pieces. Cause I just feel like I'm at a point and stage now where you have to um your accessibility. And I remember people telling me this, your accessibility has got to change, and that's where I'm at with it. You're gonna have to come online and support this. You're gonna have to support the content, right? To really gain access now to the news by Shanewz. Media management, marketing, media specialist. You do have options, man. How's the beard too? Look, I said I was gonna cut my beard for the new year, but I just like it right now, man. Rough, rugged, and raw, the wilderness. This is the wilderness. But let's get over here to Takashi. Takashi. Right? He turned himself in, right? He looks kind of suspect. These dudes, look, they'll do anything for views. Pay attention to this. Aiden Ross, one of the biggest streamers of the world, Aiden Ross. Watch the motion. Oh, that's fine. Look at it. Look out, yo. You don't have to give me my flowers. I'm giving them to myself now. But that right there is fire. That artwork on it, here it is right here. He turned himself in. Right? He streamed about it.
I'm gonna let you do something legendary.
What am I doing?
You're gonna take my wig off before I go to jail.
Oh, shit. I'm taking your wig off?
Yeah, wait, just let it soak in though.
Yo.
Let it soak in.
What is that? Alcohol? Yes, alcohol. Wig? I thought it was your natty.
It's a natty. You heard him?
Play song. Come over. There it goes.
Yeah, he had a wig on. Yeah, did y'all peep that? Look. These are the streamers, y'all. Yo, he was rocking a wig. He was rocking a wig, man. He was rocking a wig, man. These are the streamers, man. Takashi 6ix9ine about to do 90 days, and we had on a wig. Men wearing wigs, man. What's your thoughts on that, man? What's your thoughts on that? A man wearing a wig. That is a heterosexual man, right? rocking the wig. Now we know the females do that all the time. The females do that all the time, man, all the time. But that is a heterosexual man with a wig on. Now the females rock the lace fronts and do all that stuff all the time. That was a man, yeah, had a wig on, and he turned himself into jail. Now I was watching Sub Zero. I think I might even shared it. Did I share it? Let me see. Let me see if I shared it. Sub Zero said they're gonna get a hold of him, and I think I might have shared it. Let me see. Right? He wanted in the jail looking like a woman. Let me see. I think I might have shared. I don't know. Hopefully I did. Nah, damn it. I did not share it, man. But yeah, when he turned himself in, right? But the content is out there. Hassan Campbell did some content on. A lot of people did content on it. He turned himself in, and he looked kind of suspect, man. Well, in all likelihood, he'll be high profile and all that. But it's jail. Anything can happen, man. Anything can happen, man. How's the content looking, man? I touched my hour over here. How's the content looking, y'all? Look, we upgraded it. Look, you do have options, man. Motion talk, all devices on the table. You see how we check ourselves out right there? Yeah, man. This is the source, man. The source experience. Marketing, management, media, man. Hit me up, man. Serious inquiries only. You do have options, man. You do have options, man. But yeah, Takashi 6'9", 90 days. Doesn't seem like a lot, but he's a slave now. Because anytime you go to jail, you're incarcerated, you become a slave. Look it up, man. Slavery was abolished back in the day, long time ago. But when you become a prisoner, you become a slave, man. Y'all know that, right? Do y'all know that? Y'all want me to Google that for y'all real quick? Y'all want me to Google that? Now, something else that I seen, I don't know how true it was, right? They were saying that Anthony Joshua retired. Did anybody else see any reports on that? I forget the page that I seen. Somebody sent it to me, but I didn't verify it, right? Why don't we verify it right now while we're here? Let's see. Let's do it. Let's do a soft Google search. Yeah, somebody, Anthony Joshua retirement rumors. See, these are all rumors. Look, right? These are rumors, man. There's no truth to it. It's not confirmed. That's why I didn't want to. See, they was trying to bait me to put out, because they're starting to see how my content is fire. So what they was trying to do was, they was trying to bait me to put out one of my features on that. And I was like, nah, I can't do that yet. There's no confirmation of that. See, there's no confirmation of that, right? I don't do that type of content. I do when I feel like just being messy. I did one in his Facebook group on Lloyd Daniels. But look, bad left hook, put something out. Rumors, uncle says fighter will retire. Right? That's what somebody sent that to me. Talk Sport, the Mirror, right? Boxing News 21, family signals retirement as official decision waits. So that rumor starting to circulate. But my whole thing is this, right? With the rumor, right? I'm big on this. It may be true because it's a family member, right? Or that's the source that they're attempting to use. But wouldn't you think his promotion promotional company would leak something, right? That's how it usually works too. How's the microphone look? How am I looking? Right? When you want something from the promotional company first, or a statement from Eddie Hearn, his promoter, or Matchroom, right? Or his publicist. I don't know who his publicist is. But wouldn't that be like really concrete instead of this rumor that the uncle says? Right? Because a lot of times, like I said, the media game is smoke and mirrors, man. It's smoke and mirrors, man. But if he retires, man, we was looking forward to him fighting Tyson Fury, man, this year. But we, like I said, we didn't know the fullest of his injuries in that crash, man. We know two people lost their lives, man. My man that gave me my ride home yesterday. Me and Les was talking about that. I was like, yo, that shit is crazy. I was like, for those dudes to survive, I mean, for him to survive and be able to walk out of that car like that, and the other two dudes were dead. I was like, yo, when you looked at the crash, it was nasty work, man. But how was the content looking, y'all? How was the content? Yeah, I had to. Somebody just called me. I had to double. Like, you're not talking about nothing. That's a dub, right? That is a dub. Yeah, did you see my young boy Sebastian? He's 10 years old. Sebastian wants to be a fighter. He has a long way to go, but right now he has the drive and the discipline. He's in the gym all the time. All the time. But yes, I hit the hour mark over here as well, man. Before I close out, man, constructive criticism time, man. Put it in the comments, man. Put it in the comments. I gotta go charge all these devices now, man. I gotta get a an iPhone charger for the ride now. Right? But this is the source, man. Motion Chronicles, man. Yo, and in closing, I want to say this, right? Don't become a burden to people, right? Because see, when you become a burden, you get done with how I just did right there. Now, that person that just called me, right? If they was an asset, I probably would have picked up the phone. But once you start showing somebody who is moving in this direction, that not only are you stagnant, you're still doing the same thing. You see how I did that call? I did not even entertain it. I looked at the number, I knew who it was. I was like, I didn't even pick it up because they're not bringing nothing to the table, right? Look, I got multiple devices on this table, right? I'm on my shit, man. If you're not adding, Jalen Rose, remember Jalen Rose broke that down. If you're not adding or multiplying to the table, you're subtracting. I don't want to 2026. I'm not doing that. That's why I did not answer that phone call. It's like, yo, you're not calling me on no business. You're not calling me with no business. You're calling to borrow business. You need a loan. You need money. It's 2026, man. You're still asking for loans and money. You're last year to me, man. That's last year activity, man. I'm not call me about some plays to make some money, to build something. It's not that. There's nothing to talk about. I've been overlooked too long. It's no longer overlooking emotion over here, man. It's no longer that, man. You don't bring nothing to the table, right? You gotta bring something to this table. Look at this table right here. You see all these devices? Look at all those devices. That's 3 devices on the table. If you're not calling any one of those devices with no motion, it's nothing to talk about, man. There's absolutely nothing to talk about, man. These are all business phones, right? Look, Uber Eats, DoorDash, right? TOH, Shanewz Boxing, Media Marketing Management. If you're not bringing nothing to none of these lines, come on, there's nothing to talk about. And I think The crows. This is not a crow line over here. That's what the crows do. The crows, they call them with gossip, right? You should just be a gossip content maker, man. But that's not generating you no business. And I think that's why a lot of the crows have that mentality. They don't hit the like button, they don't share content. But you see my whole new thing, put $1 in the cash app, man. What's $1, man? But I get it. A lot of you crows don't have $1. You don't have it, man. It shows in how you give it up for content, man. Mm. But hopefully y'all enjoy the source. Salute to everybody that stopped in, right? Yeah. Let me put this out real quick while I'm here. I'll get some edits out. It was popular like that, Buster. But hopefully y'all enjoyed the swords this morning. Look, I'm gonna wrap it up. I had the board too. Let me show y'all the board. The board was in here. I didn't bring the board out today. All right. I'm about to start breaking down the equipment. See the board? The board was here, man. Look, the board was here. Look, we'll close out. We'll go to the board real quick. Look. Seminars are available, man. Look, seminars are available. Seminars. Here it is. Look at yo. Now I'm gonna highlight it in a different color. All right. Basically, what that says is management, marketing, media, Cash App, Shanewz Shop, Mr. 15%. Mr. 15%, man. You do have options, man. You do have options, man. Right? Serious inquiries only, though, man. But most likely, you are a content crumb. You were probably like one of these guys, right? That if I pull up in your chat, you attempt to ignore the content or the you know my comment, man. But you sit online and discuss boxing. You're a builder. You do all these things, but you really don't, man. Hopefully, y'all enjoyed the sauce, man. Yes, it is 2:30. Right? I'm going to get me something to eat, man. About to get up out of here, man. Let me turn on the app. Let me see. I might go make me a couple dollars, man. Cause I already know. I put in an hour, right? Right. This is what I be telling y'all, right? The content is cool though, cause this is it's just building a portfolio. I don't gotta go get rain until 5 o'clock. So I'll turn that one on now. We'll get right over here. Like I said, I put the. There we go. Let's get to it. You see how fast that was right there? You see how fast that was, right? Go make a couple dollars, man. I'm out of here, man. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the sauce, man. Let me break this shit down and go get these dollars, man.
Hey, this is Coach Larry Wade, IBL Champions. Hey, I train professional boxers, and you with Sauce Talk Podcast. You don't want to miss anything that he puts on here.
Appreciate you, champ. You know the vibe.